I am officially live on my wall. For those of you who would like to share the ER Shred Come Alive call with the world, with your people, please feel free to go and share it from my wall on Facebook, and you can share it with, hold tight. Got out of the habit, guys. There we go. So sorry I couldn't be here last week. I really appreciated Heather stepping up and showing up for this tribe as she always does. Wanted to thank her for showing up last week, last minute for Crystal and I, because we had some personal stuff going on. It was challenging, and and that's what's neat about a tribe, right? Like that's what's so cool about a tribe and about finding people that you can really trust and that that you can vibe with and that you can work with, because when someone's low, someone else is up. And that's just what happened last week. Crystal and I were having some personal challenges, and it was just so great for the board and the tribe to step up and support us. Thank you so much. Last night, Heather and Susan Rothman, I like to call her our shredder sage, and Heather is our chief shreducator. And they were on the Shred Your Body call last night, discussing meaty content as always, and we appreciate you guys so much. Crystal, thank you for doing several of the 5-question interviews this last week. So grateful to learn more about the community members, ER shredders, and just to get to know people more on a personal level. For us, that's the best part. Like, we love that. In fact, this week, last night, we had Rick and Natasha Whedon came through St. George, and they came by and we had steak dinner together and just talked about ER Shred and talked about everything. One of the cool things that happened last night was just hearing Rick and Natasha talk about their passion for ER Shred and how they're trying desperately to share with as many people as they can everywhere they go while they're in their travels. And so that was cool. And I talked to Lisa Oken today as well. And same thing. I mean, she's just on fire. She's recently shared ER Shred with 5 new people, and it's just fun. She had me on the phone today with one of her ER shredders, actually. And it's just neat to see the passion, of ER shredders at work and the desire to reach people, the desire to touch people. ER Shred, what are we about? We are about taking back control. We are about pushing back. And that's what just keeps coming to me. What keeps coming to me is we push back. What that means is we push back against what's traditional. We push back against what's orthodox. We push back against what's status quo. We push back against boxes. We really do push back, and against the norm, and we take back control. And as a result of taking back control of the diet, you'll find that will spill over into every other area of your life. What's up, Jennifer? I get excited when I see Jennifer. Tess, you're on here. She's an ER shredder. So check it out. This is the way that I see ER Shred, is that it's the coolest thing, because it's like a stimulus. It's almost like a spark. It's like it gives you control over that one area of your life. And Rick was over last night, and he said it. He goes, he says, I've just never had so much personal awareness in my life around every area of my life. And those of you that are true blue ER shredders, true what? True red ER shredder, what are we? But those of you that are true ER shredders, you know exactly what we're talking about. You understand that we push back and we take back control. And as a result, it spills over into every other area of our life. It's very exciting. It's very fun. And then the community is this other part that is it just works. We all vibe off each other. It's just the right tribe. It's the right kind. So grateful for all of you. I love you so much. Just wanted to start by saying all of that. We've got some great testimonials tonight, and I will kick it off with I wanted to kick it off with Tony if Tony's on here. Tony, is it Trowbridge? I think it is. Hold on. Tony, are you on? Oh, there you are. Are you on phone?
I am on phone and also video.
Okay, you got to click your video, I think. Go to your bottom left and click on like start video, something like that.
Yep.
Tony Trowbridge.
That's it.
Man, I see you, but then when okay, let's give it a sec. Just say testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, testing 1, 2, 3.
Fascinating. I see you in my upper gallery.
Yep.
But then when you talk, I just see a green phone. Nod your head, Bob. If when he speaks, do you just see a picture, an image of a green phone, or do you see his face? You see his face? Thumb up? No, you see a green phone, right? Okay. I wonder what that's about.
I can come back in with audio connected, Sean. You want to make me number 2, and I'll do that.
That's just fine. You bet. Thanks, Tony. All right.
You bet.
What about Heather Volk? Are you out there? Heather.
I'm here.
Volk.
Yeah.
Hello, Heather.
Hello.
I guess you get to go first then.
That's all right.
All right, Heather. So where are you calling from?
I am calling from Maryland. East Coast.
Oh, very cool. Maryland. Okay, very cool. So you probably, I would suspect that you know some of those ER shredders out there in Maryland. Seems like we've got a lot of them. I'm going to put a disclaimer in the chat. I just remembered that's something that I need to do. So I just put that so that we do not attempt to treat, cure, or prevent any illness, so on and so forth. That's in the chat. It's also on Facebook. Okay, and tell me this. Who shared ER Shred with you?
My friend Michelle reached out to me last January, so 2021, who I introduced Isagenix to her 7 years ago.
No way. Okay, so
goes,
you introduced her to Isagenix 7 years ago, and then she just introduced you to ER Shred like a little over a year ago?
And we've been using the products for 7 years. And she texted me one day last year in January. She's like, hey, you want to do this ER Shred with me? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I hadn't even heard of it yet, which is like, am I living under a rock? What is wrong with me? But I hadn't heard of it. She's like, oh, I had you do the page. One of our upper teammates up in our line had added her to the page. So she added me. And of course, I'm reading all about it. I'm like, it sounds interesting. I definitely had gained my winter holiday pounds that I do every year. And I'm like, oh, let's just try it. Why not? Let's do it. And it worked.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to get into that. So tell me more. I love to ask people a personal question so we can get to know you better. Like, what is your passion?
Oh my gosh. My passion is definitely helping people and connecting people. I've been in nonprofit for 14, 15 years now. So that's definitely my passion of helping people. And then when I discovered Isagenix 7 years ago, that was just a whole nother way to help people, which was amazing.
Cool.
So very gratifying.
Cool. Love that. And so what unfolded? You go on ER Shred, you've got the winter weight and whatnot. Like, just what's your ER Shred story?
So I dug right in. I watched all the videos, printed out all the guides, and figured it out. And it was great. I mean, I just kept it simple. And that's what I tell everyone that I tell and sign up for this ER Shred. I'm like, just keep it simple. Don't stress over it. It's not that hard. I mean, it's probably easier said than done because I've been doing Isagenix for 7 years, but yeah, no, it was cutting out the vegetables. And I'm not a big fruit eater, just from being low carb, low sugar, and that sort of stuff. So that wasn't that hard to cut out. But I've always been like that balanced meal on the plate girl, since I was born, and that's how I was raised. So to go to strictly protein, it was I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it was. Honestly, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I mean, my side was scrambled eggs or something like that. So it was just a lot of fun and a lot of fun to experiment with really new recipes.
When did you start it?
February of 2021.
Oh, wow. Okay. And so like, what did you notice right away? Let's say like that initial shred, was there anything that took you by surprise?
Yeah, immediately was just the bloating immediately went away within 2 to 3 days. The aches and pains, like I'm almost 50. So getting out of bed and walking to the bathroom first thing in the morning, you're like, oh, I feel like I'm 80. Gone within like 5 days. I was like jumping out of bed to go get in the shower. It was great. So definitely the first two things I noticed was the bloating going away, the aches and pains, and then of course the weight just started literally, and I tell people literally melts off.
Yeah.
Which was good, which was kind of my goal. I have to admit, like I kind of know I already knew what my stomach liked, what caused headaches, that sort of stuff. So my goal was kind of to lose the weight, the weight loss side of it for the CR shred. Totally. And it definitely worked. I did find out a few food items that I probably won't reintroduce back in. Two of them I'm really, really sad about though, is the Isagenix bars and the fiber snacks, because I love them, but it's not good by the end of the day.
I know, but at the same time, like, isn't knowing empowering?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
you just find new amazing snacks to have, which is great. I mean, chomps, beef sticks. Oh my gosh, they're amazing.
Can I ask you, just so that people kind of have an indication? I mean, it's very useful for people. Like when you say you can't have those, what kind of a reaction or response do you get? What kind of how does your body speak to you, unless it's too personal?
No, I'll say anything. Doesn't bother me. Just gas by the end of the day. By the time my day is winding down, I'm like, oh, my stomach's rumbling, and it definitely catches up by the end of the
Isn't
day.
this interesting, Heather? We think that we're like taught that, oh, gas is healthy. And you always, like, when you meet these ultra organic, like these are your tree hugger type people, and all they do is, eat all these fruits and vegetables all day long, and they're farting nonstop all day long. And they tell you that's what's healthy. Yeah. And in my experience, in reality, that's a pressure relief valve, because your body is like unhappy.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that's
my nights
crazy.
are much more enjoyable now. Much more enjoyable.
Do you mind? I'm only going to ask because you mentioned the weight loss, and there's a lot of people out there that are interested in the weight loss. Do you mind if I ask how much weight you've lost with it?
Sure. So when I did it last year, I lost a total of 14 pounds. So I did one 11-day, took that 5-day week time frame off, and then did a second one. So I think I lost like almost 10 pounds the first shred. And then when I did the second one about a week later, I think I lost an additional like 5 pounds, which I got to my goal weight, which was good. And I was happy. And then I just kind of went back to my regular Isagenix of clean eating and the 2 shakes a day type thing. I still do my 2 shakes a day for 7 years. Like I love my shakes. I'll never.
Do you notice, had you ever done incubation before?
I hadn't. So that was.
And did you find some benefit there?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, me too. It made a world of a difference for me. So you've been sharing with people, have the same kind of results that you saw, have those been coming in?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, that's people love it. Everyone I've shared with has loved it. And whether they jumped on board last year or they're jumping on board this year, my coworker who thought I was always crazy doing my cleanses and my shakes. And finally she's like, all right, let me try it. And she loves it. Or she has knee issues, and within a couple of days, she's like, Heather, my knee does not hurt anymore. It's amazing. I'm like, see,
it's a trip. It really is a trip. Did you notice anything around energy levels?
I'm high energy anyways, so
cool.
I'm like the energizer bunny.
Did you ever go more fat fueled before, or is this like the first time for you where you've gone more fat fueled?
Definitely the first time. Yep.
Okay, because I've just noticed it's just more sustainable. It just feels more efficient. That's what I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with the ER Shred Nation? And thank you so much for coming on.
Of course. No, I just want to thank you all guys for being so welcoming to everyone that joins the group. It is a great, I have other great support groups and other Isagenix Facebook pages, but this one's also just as amazing. So
Yeah.
I love the whole search. I'm like, everyone's like, what should I make for dinner tonight? I'm like, are you kidding me? Go to the page. There's endless information there. It's all there.
Imagine how much it's just going to keep getting better too.
Yeah.
All the resources, the community, the support. Heather, thank you so much for coming on and sharing. And thank you for being a little bit crazy, if that's okay to say, because
definitely
not everybody's willing, not everybody's willing to make it run of this. That's a cool story. You shared Isagenix with your friend 7 years later or 6 years later, whatever it was. She shared ER Shred with you. It's kind of like that give and receive kind of principle. So I love that.
Yeah.
Cool, Heather. Thanks so much. I'm putting you in to get ER Shred gear. I have all these in here.
I know I don't have any yet, so I definitely have to order some.
Hopefully you win the raffle. The ER Shred gear will be ready soon. It's coming our way, and we'll be able to start, offering that up to people. So
that's super.
All right, exciting. Heather, thank you so much.
Sure thing. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Tony, are you out there? Let's try it again.
Sean, I'm here.
Hey, there you are, man. Boy, you've been active in the group.
Yeah, I'm a newbie.
You're awesome, man. You're really showing up, Tony. So it's Tony Trowbridge, right?
Yep.
Trowbridge. Where are you calling from?
Northern California, just outside of San Francisco.
All right, Northern California. Who shared ER Shred with you?
It's Michael Lieberman.
Yep.
And then Bob
Michael Lieberman.
So a little partnership between Bob and Michael. And
Bob's right. Okay, very cool.
Yeah, got me connected about 2 weeks ago.
Superheroes reaching out to.
Oh yeah, I knew them both back in the ISA days 6-7 years ago. And,
very cool.
I dropped out, but then I needed to drop back in. And,
well, we're glad you did. What is your passion?
Much like Heather's, I love helping people. I own a business, but I volunteer quite a bit. I love helping people, whether it's in their careers or personal life. And I'm getting a lot of questions right now about ER Shred, dude. It's kind of crazy.
Are you going to start sharing the shred with people, you think?
Oh, I have to. I mean, I had a party this weekend, and somebody I didn't know, but saw pictures of me on Facebook, said, "Are you Tony?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You do not look like Tony." So it was fun.
Oh man, I've really, your journey is just getting started, but it is one of those ones that has stood out to me because you have been very vulnerable already. Usually, I think we start to see that with people after their first shred. But what day are you on right now?
Well, I'm in the 11-day shred, so I'm just finishing up my second day of cleanse. So I will end the 11-day tomorrow and go back on ISA. So literally, Sean, I'm new to the group, not to ISA. So Bob and Michael brought me along, but I was a ISA user on and off for about 3-4 years.
Yeah.
But I had not been part of the program since, 2000, probably 17, 15. So when Michael
it's been quite a while. No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. And I ballooned up to about, 243, 245. So
okay, we need to talk about all of that. So by the way, you just reminded me. So everybody that's doing the group shred for April, you are all on day 10. Tomorrow is day 11. And I just want to invite, just give me just a second here, Tony. I just want to invite everybody, go in our group on Friday and tell us how you did and tell us how you feel. And just let us celebrate you. And in the ER Shred, in our culture, in our community, we're like pretty big on, we want people to toot their own horn, and it just doesn't come natural to a lot of people. So I'm giving you permission, all of you, to brag on yourself, share how you did, share how you feel, share the wins, share the non-scale victories, share the scale victories, share everything. Because it actually, it lights our fire. You know, if you didn't think we were excited enough, when we hear those results coming in, it charges us. We want to go out and help more people.
Yeah.
So it kind of has this cool cyclical effect. Tony, Tony, how have you done on ER Shred so far then?
You know, just so everybody knows, I started dieting on January 3rd. 243, got down to about 212, and realized I really needed not just a great product and system, I needed the tribe, because I had a great support system with Isagenix. But Bob and Michael really convinced me this is something that fits my lifestyle, fits my body, fits my push and drive. Mm-hmm. So I did a lot of reading, and I knew I was ready for it. Just from what Bob had said, what Michael had said, Bob's own journey is amazing in its own. And I said, you know, I thought my goal weight might be around 195, 200. So the net of it, Sean, is I've lost about 7.5, 8 pounds. Yeah. I've lost 2 inches off my waist. The fat is falling off my body. And it's probably the first time in my life that I've stood in front of a mirror and went, you know, you're not looking too bad. And this is my first 9 days, dude. I mean, it blows my mind where I could be summer, Christmas, a year from now. I look at Bob and go, we're about the same age. And he looks like he's 25.
Oh, he's kicking ass. I mean,
he
Dawn Drury's kicking ass. They're all, and all the women of ER Shred are kicking ass. Like Natasha and Rick were over last night, and you just look at them, you go, and it's not about vanity. It's not about beauty. Like, we're not talking about that. We're just talking about wellness, talking about health.
Well, this is what's, you asked me some questions prepping for this, this call. I've had a long diet journey. Probably 55 years plus, literally. I was a heavy kid. I was a heavy teenager. I was a heavy 30-year-old, up and down. I was a big guy, so I carried it well. Mm-hmm. That doesn't go for me anymore. I want to be lean and mean. I have heart problems in my family. I'm hypertensive. So I've got a bad journey in front of me unless I get it under control. So I made the decision 2 weeks ago, not just to, lose weight. It's not about the weight anymore. I'm ready to throw my scale off the balcony and break it because it pisses me off. But I feel it in my body. I feel myself getting lean. My energy is, I could run Everest right now. Literally could run up Everest right now. I say that jokingly. I love the food. I'm a carnivore. I love meat. I love throwing the barbecue. I love the shakes are amazing. Cleanse days, I have more energy during cleanse day. I don't sleep. And I wake up at 4 a.m. and get on the treadmill, go hit weights, go do 12 hours of work. I'm scared. The pill is like magical, dude. I'm just like, really? Are you kidding
When
me?
you say you don't sleep, do you mean you don't require much sleep?
I don't require much. I'm normally a 6-hour guy. During the cleanse days, I've kind of hit the group up a little bit. I'm getting like 3.5, 4 hours, but I'm fine. I'm ready to go. Yeah. So
amazing. Amazing. Have you had that moment? I just want to put it out there. Did you ever have a moment where you felt like, we call it coming alive? It's when I think you might have already had it just based on your enthusiasm, but it's almost like, damn, you're like, damn, something.
Yeah, well, you posted my comment a couple of days ago. I think that says it all. Excuse the French, but I really meant it. I said, holy shit, what the fuck? This is easy. Diets to me were, compensation, losing fun, it was all deprivation.
Right.
This is like breathing. And I'm looking, my girlfriend is just, what the heck is happening to you? You've gone from a 39 waist to a 35 waist in a couple months. I've seen it more in the last 9 days. And we're going to Hawaii in a week. Literally 7 days from now, I'm in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And dude, I promise you, I will put a shirt on and I will rip it off my hands and take a video of it, because I don't mind seeing my body. I don't mind other people seeing my body, because I just feel that good. And to get into the 190s in a week or two, I haven't seen the 190s since I was 20.
I'm so happy for you. And I want to thank you for playing all out like you are, because it actually does have a tremendous impact on not just veteran ER shredders, but also the newest ER shredders. When they see that kind of enthusiasm, they go, oh, maybe there's something to this. It's the rekindling. It's human beings we are such, and we forget, like, it's easy to forget what it was like to come alive and to feel well after so many years of not. You remind everybody of that.
Yeah. I learned it at Isagenix tribe. This, I think, is even a more amazing tribe that I've ever been part of. And I think it is sharing your journey, so we learn, we experience the high, we support each other, because I know there'll be highs and lows. And when I can read Terry, and I can read Bob, and I can read Michael, and I can read everybody else's experiences, I not only learn from it, but I'm very goal oriented. You give me a goal, I'll crush it. I'll bury it. And everybody's giving me the passion and the motivation to, just go head through a wall. And I need that. This is probably one of the strongest elements, I think, of ER Shred is the tribe.
Say that again, man. Thank you. Yeah.
It is. I don't make
shout out to ER Shred Nation, because it is a force. It is a freaking force.
I listened to Susan. I listened to Jesse. Jesse invited me to a call when I'm in Hawaii. Bob and I are chatting every day. I'm chatting with Colin every day. It's like family now. And I'm on it. I'm not on Facebook, man. I'm an ER shredder. And I get on there and I look and read for a half hour. I'll do a little post and do a little dance and go back and work and then hit it up again. So I'm always there.
Grateful for you.
Thank you.
Mad respect.
No, thank you. You
mad respect for you.
Because
it takes vulnerability. That I want everybody to go and look at Tony's pictures that he posted and look at his post, because it does. It takes vulnerability, and that's why we do these calls, because when people come on this call, they graduate from just ER shredder to ER shred warrior, because it's a way to actually just own your own story, and next thing you know, you're inspiring others, and that's where it's at. That's why we love it so much, is because there's nothing better than inspiring other people. That's because you feel the gratitude of those people. Does it make sense?
No,
so Tony, you're actually just starting the journey.
I know. Well, it's weird because I'm ending this first piece, which is just the beginning, but I'm already talking to Colin and Bob about, I want to be a warrior. I want to be out there helping promote this, because that's my heart. That's my soul. Yeah. And if I could light somebody else's light up, there's nothing better than that. There's nothing better to see somebody just turn it on and I got one person in particular, and if I can get him on, man, talk about a guy that can shine. 6'2", 340 pounds, 55 years old, pro athlete when he was younger, and he needs this. And I'm going to light his light up. He's going to be on. I'm going to get him here. I promise I'll get him here.
I love it, Tony. All right, Tony. Well, thank you so much, and safe travels. And just wanted to encourage you to keep showing up as you have been. And we'll all be following your journey. It sounds like we're going to be seeing a lot more of you.
Good.
Thank you, brother. All right, man. And you've also been entered to win ER Shred gear, Tony. Thank you so much. I got to pick 3 of these. That's how many testimonials there's going to be at the end of this call, 30 testimonials in here. I got to pick 3 winners because it's just been accumulating, which that's great. All right. Next up, we have, I love everybody that comes on and shares on these calls, man. I just want to say thank you. It means so much to all of us. I know I speak for everybody. It means so much to all of us. Bobby Hodson Hannah. What a great name. Bobby Hodson Hannah, are you out there?
Yeah, it's Bobby Hannah. Hodson's my maiden name. How are you?
I know, but it's fun. It's actually really fun to say the entire thing. I just want to say
Thank you.
Bobby Hodson Hannah. Bobby, so thank you for being on. We made it. You're here.
Yes.
We had technical difficulties for last week, didn't we?
Well, mine was just not paying attention to the time. So I was driving home from work when it was time for me to be on the call. I thought it was
Well, it's because you were supposed to be on tonight. Tonight, you're going to reach someone out there that that you're meant to reach.
Right.
So, Bobby, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Olympia, Washington, and up in the PNW. So
Very cool. And who shared ER Shred with you?
Andrea Pennington.
Andrea Pennington, superhero Andrea. Thank you. And what is your passion?
What is my passion? I am an explorer of nature, but I also like to help people too. I work in the nonprofit industry.
What is it with ER shredders and all of this stuff, man? Like, if you think about this is so cool, Bobby. Like, it's always a lot of the same theme. It's like, oh, I just love helping people and I'm involved in this nonprofit. It's like, I just love how there's some force at work here and it's just attracts the right kind of people. So anyway, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I like to help people. And, I feel I'm a very compassionate person and I love exploring nature. And, about a year ago, I was diagnosed with an inflammatory autoimmune condition, AS, and I've had a lot of issues with my joints and just inflammation. So that's kind of part of me.
That was a year ago. And how long ago were you introduced to ER Shred?
Oh, I was introduced 3 weeks ago. No, wait,
Cool.
Let me think about that. It would have been, I think I started it on April 5th, maybe was my first shred. And I'm currently on day 10 of my second shred. So.
Oh my gosh. So this is going to be really cool. And thank you so much for coming on. And I'm also a fellow lover of nature and I have not been getting enough nature lately. I like that's going to be happening a lot in the near future because it just saves me. I mean, nature just changes everything for me. It's like my medicine. So Bobby, what unfolded for you on ER Shred?
Well, I was trying to find I had tried some different things to try to find something that was going to work for me and help with my joint pain, help get rid of my bloating, just achy. And I was demotivated. I had no energy. And I was talking to my friend and Andrea was sharing all her great results and some of the people that she had shared the shred with and their results. So I thought, what the heck, can you sign me up? I'm ready to do it. So I did it and I just have found that I am just re-energized. I have a lot more mental clarity too, which nobody's talked about, but that's huge for me. And I do like data science work in data, I stare at data all day long. So clarity really does help. So
you've noticed in your data work, you've actually noticed improvement in your performance. Is that what you're?
Yes,
right now?
And I'm a lot more focused and definitely a lot more improvement. So
neat. Love to hear that. And at what point in your experience so far did you start to notice, was it like almost like night and day, black and white, like, oh my God, my brain's coming alive? That's what happened to me.
Well, that's exactly. I mean, I'm going to tell you right after that, I felt pretty good after the third day, the first cleanse day, but on day 5, I had energy. I was waking up on my own because I'm a sleeper. I sleep 8 to 9 hours. And I'm telling you, I just 5:00 a.m. I was awake for my alarm. I was up doing stuff, getting things done before work, ready to get my workout in. So, which is unusual for me. I'm a snooze, hit the snooze button girl. So
yeah. I'm so happy for you. Absolutely awesome. Did you notice anything else overall? You mentioned the mental clarity, and then obviously you've got that zip, that zest, that energy, that come alive moment. And when you said that, actually, I noticed there's something interesting that happens. I don't know if it happens for other people, but when people talk about how, oh my God, day 5. And all of a sudden, and then I feel a vibration from you. It's really cool.
Well, I also didn't have I think Heather talked about the bloating, and that was good. I didn't actually go into it for the weight loss, but I lost 13.1 pounds in the 11 days. So, and then I went to Mexico for a week. I did have a couple things I probably shouldn't have had, came back, had put a pound back on. But so that's why I jumped right back on, and I'm excited for Friday to see what the results are.
I hope you'll keep us all posted on those results.
I will.
What about, I mean, I'm just going to say it because you had mentioned inflammation. Have you noticed any thing around any of that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So with I feel like the inflammation is down, like in my joints and stuff. I don't have all the inflammation, and I don't know, I'm able to just exercise without the pain that I was having in my hips and stuff. And that's where I've been having a lot of issues with this condition. And I have to give credit to this ER shred, because before I started it, I was struggling. I was really struggling. And that was really hard on me mentally, because I like to get out and hike, and I like to do stuff. And when you can't move, or every time you move, you hurt, it's not good. And with this condition, the thing that helps you is if you move. If you sit on the couch and you don't get off the couch, you're going to get worse. So you have to keep moving. So this has definitely helped. And I feel like it's just going to make my spring and summer so much better, getting out and exploring.
I'm sitting here thinking, I mean, is it safe to say that like in 3 weeks time, it's almost like you're completely different?
Yes, I feel completely different. I felt like I was at a point where I was just kind of going through the motions of each day, doing whatever was mandatory in that day, like get up, go to work, go do this, the things I absolutely had to do. But I wasn't doing things that I enjoyed and anything extra. Like I just didn't have the energy or the motivation. So
you guys are all sounding so similar. And what's trippy, it's trippy. I don't know how else to put it, but believe it or not, it gets better. Given more time, it compounds even more. And I think that you're going to be pleasantly surprised by that compounding effect.
Excellent.
And that's why this is not some fad thing, right? That's why this is not some fad fly by night thing. That's why we have people that have been doing this for like a year and a half now, not a few. I mean, we've got a lot, and they're just as passionate and committed as they were when they started, is because it's sustainable.
Well, right at this, I'm very grateful for being introduced to this and to the group, because the support has also been great. But I found that it wasn't really that hard to do, as long as it was all right here. It was the mindset, as long as I didn't think too much about it. I just did it. And I don't know, I feel great. And I don't think I'm going to go back. I think that I'm going to stick with this, and I can see myself doing this once a month if it's going to help me. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Bobby. You're awesome. And I know you inspired a lot of people tonight. So thank you for coming on with us. Mad respect, Bobby. You're a shred warrior now. You are legit. All right. We got another one. Let's see if they're out there. Is Valerie Buchanan out there?
I'm
Valerie.
here.
Hi, Valerie.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm great.
Well, good. Thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you for the invite.
Yeah, absolutely. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Georgia.
Georgia. Very cool. What part of Georgia?
I am about 20 minutes west of Atlanta, but out in the country. Away from all
very
the
cool.
city.
Okay. So Valerie, and who introduced you to ER Shred?
Actually, no one. I was scrolling through Amplified Health on Facebook. I was scrolling through. I have actually been ISA girl since the beginning of Isagenix on and off, like 2006, like here I go. And I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw somebody post, you need to try ER Shred. And I thought, oh, what is this? Because we do the 11-day shred, we do the cleanse. I had reached a point where I was stuck.
Yeah.
I had tried every way to eat from keto to plant-based, and I was going nowhere, working out, eating right, or I thought, gaining weight, lose weight. I lost the same 5 pounds for like the last 5 years. So I was a ER Shred Facebook stalker for about 2 weeks.
Stalker.
Yeah. So I read the guides. I made a nice little folder, printed everything out, and I kept seeing all these success stories. And I said, why not? I've tried everything else. Why not? I can do anything for 11 days.
Real quick, we got to give a shout out to Chief Shreducator Heather Seekel-Leonard, because every time somebody says those guides,
Right.
it's meaningful, and we're grateful, for them, and she keeps them updated. And so thank you so much for that, Heather. We love you so much. What is your passion, Valerie, in life?
Well, I'm gonna probably throw a curveball to y'all because I've been a teacher for 34 years and my passion was helping others. Now I'm going to devote the rest of my time to helping animals. I live on a farm, and my big passion is if I could take every stray, any type, whatever, I would bring it home with me and just take care of it. So I know that's
Beautiful.
probably, I've helped people for a while, so I'm moving on to animals.
Good for you. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Good for you. I think that's a great passion. I'm in alignment with that. I love animals too. I'm crazy about animals, always have been.
Yes.
So what unfolded for you on ER Shred? What's your journey?
Well, I jumped into it because I thought, hey, why not? I've tried everything else. I'm not getting anywhere. I'm gaining weight no matter how hard I work out. And I thought, I'm going to give this a shot. So the first 2 or 3 days, it was like, oh, I'm to be honest with y'all, I hate meat. I was totally plant-based, never ate meat. If it was meat, it was like a piece of fish, 2 or 3 bites. And I thought, I'm not sure about this. So I ate a piece of steak. Now, y'all, it was hard. I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. So I said, 11 days, I'm going to survive. On about day 3, I thought, I could cleanse. I got the cleanse down pat. But then day 5, I walked into my classroom. It was like 7:15. And it was like this rush came over my body. And I was like, whoa, here we go. And it literally has been nonstop for 2 weeks. I have to take, the spray that you use at night, the sleep spray. I literally use the sleep spray to go to sleep because I can't sleep because I'm so full of energy because I'm full of energy anyway, but it tripled my energy. I painted my house last week. Went and took the dogs for a walk 3 days and, 3 times in one day. It's incredible.
Well, you're lit. You're lit.
Yeah.
You came alive, and now your fire is just lit.
It is. I need to slow down, but I finished my first 11 days. I lost 5 pounds, which I was excited about because I had been struggling, over a year to lose 5 pounds, 14.5 inches. And then I guess the big thing was when my husband got up, he was like, oh my, your body shape has really changed in just 11 days because he knew I had been struggling to get those inches off. So I gave myself 3 days break and I said, I like this too much. And I started my second shred just instantly. And I'm on day 8 of my second shred.
So cool. Can I ask what is the latest with what is your status on meat now?
Oh, I'm good. I can eat it. No trouble at all. No trouble at all. It wasn't that I didn't like it. I just didn't prefer it because I don't know if y'all seen some of my comments. I don't have a gallbladder and it was hard for me to digest, but I think it was the other things that I was putting with it, the meat, the veggies, the whatever. I have had no issues whatsoever with any of it.
So let me hear that. You don't have a gallbladder, or you have gallbladder issues?
I do not have a gallbladder.
You do not have a gallbladder, which obviously that plays a role in processing fats.
Yes.
And yet you've been able to do ER Shred. Yes. Have you had to make any adjustments whatsoever?
No, I'm just not a big red meat eater. So like I
Mhm.
might have 3 days of red meat and the rest would be fatty fish.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting some of the red meat in there. But no, I followed that protocol to the T because I thought if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. That's why I was
Yeah.
a stalker for 2 weeks because I wanted to make sure that I was doing it the correct way. But I've had no issues at all.
And you're just thriving and kicking butt, and the results are coming.
Well, I'm hoping, keeping my fingers crossed after the weekend.
Well, based on what
posting
you've
some-
shared so far, I
Right.
think your body's pretty darn happy.
I think it is too, which I was surprised, because like I said, I had not eaten meat in over a year.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Congratulations. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about your journey?
I think this is just the beginning of my journey. I'm not
Yeah.
going back. I want to, I want to keep this going because my body, like I said, is full of energy. And just like Heather and everybody else, I wake up, I pop right out of bed, I'm ready to go. I have to slow myself down at night. And I enjoy that because usually by this time at night, I'm on the sofa asleep, ready to go to bed.
Teaching is hard too. I know. Teachers they sure have a tough gig, but thank you for that as well. Just want to say mad respect for you. You're now an ER Shred Warrior. Please continue to inspire others. Awesome story. Just absolutely awesome. So happy for you.
Thank you. And if I jump off, I have an elderly parent that I have to take care
Oh,
of.
please.
So
Yeah.
I may have to
Yeah.
jump down to the call in a few
No,
minutes.
feel free, and I'm entering you as well to win ER Shred gear, which I actually already put it in there. But
All right, thank you.
congratulations on your results. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, we may have one more. Let's see if they're on here. That would be, of course, we have one more. I knew that. Joan Fernandez, are you out there?
Let me unmute myself. Hello, Sean.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I'm so grateful you're here. Everybody, I want to introduce everybody to Joan. Joan is a Heart of ER Shred Award recipient, and she has been heavily involved since the very beginning of ER Shred. And she's one of those people who just gives and gives and gives and gives and gives. She's actually the one who's been making those graphics monthly of all the different banners and posters and so forth for the group shreds. And so she takes a lot of time to do that for all of us. She just does it out of the goodness of her heart. She also has been helping with the graphics, celebrating new ER Shred Warriors. So Joan, just wanted to tell you how much I love you personally. We go back quite a ways, and you are just the best. And you've been through a lot.
Yeah, it's been a rough year since November.
Are you kind of feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel? You feel like, you're coming
Absolutely.
out the other end? Good.
Yes. And I have to thank you and Crystal for creating this protocol, because I hear it resonate with everybody about how, I have been a semi-long-term Isagenix user, loved it, hit a plateau. And when you reached out last October of 2020, I was like, wow, this is something I could wrap my head around. And I'm one of those skeptics, just like everybody else. I'm like, if I'm going to share this with others, I need to do it myself. So I did it with my girlfriend, and we were like, we have to spread the word. We just have to spread the word. And it caught on like fire. People that have been doing Isagenix for years that kind of hit a plateau also jumped on board, kind of like Tony and some of the others. Heather mentioned that, you've been doing it. And we all were looking for something. Everybody wants to take it up a notch. And this was the protocol to do that. So I want
you to real quick just tell everybody that doesn't know, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Claremont, Florida.
Claremont, Florida. And what is your passion in life?
I think it kind of goes hand in hand with everybody in the group. 7 years ago, when I started my own health journey, after 36 years dealing in a casino, with that toxic environment. I was like, wow, I just wish that I had had this avenue to have been able to help people. If I had spent 36 years doing this, I know it hasn't been around for 36, but this
I
would
would
have been
love to see you deal cards. What did you predominantly deal?
craps. Craps
Okay.
and-
Like 36. Did you say 36 years dealing?
Yeah, well, I did dealing and supervising, but I opened just a few months after Caesars in Atlantic City opened. I was one of the first original female crap dealers.
Oh, God, that's
I actually
amazing. I love
found
your
my
story.
I actually found my first paycheck, $40
$40.
dealing, $40 from 1980. Yep.
That I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but that's the year I was born.
Too late. Okay, I gotta go.
Joni, don't leave. So, Joni, I want to just let you share what you feel, called to share tonight. That I think I'll just turn it over to you and let you share. How's that?
That works great. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in for those that a lot of the word has been coming up about feeling worthy about sharing. Beginners, I know when I started years ago, I was so passionate and lit about it, and all I could do, and that's when you and I first met 7 years ago. And I just wanted to talk about this and share it with everybody. And I kept going around heavy-hearted because I knew it was working. I knew I could help people, and I didn't feel worthy that I could share. I had just started, and the story that Sean and I joke about every time I meet him, I say, can I sell you a vacuum? And what is behind that is so many people, I thought I had to have all the answers. I had to know everything that just shredicators, you know what I'm saying, what Heather does
Totally.
and what you all do. And that is so far from the truth, because this group has enabled us to have a voice. We don't have to know everything. You put them in the group and let the group educate them. So what happened was, one day I was out with my sister, and she was a tough cookie when I first started. And she had just moved into a house and she needed a vacuum. Well, we get into the store and she says, what kind of vacuum do you think I should get? And I said, without a doubt, a Dyson. Absolutely Dyson. You got the money, don't even think about it. So the salesman comes over and I said, could you get that Dyson down? I start taking apart the Dyson and telling her why I liked it, why it worked, why she should get it, everything else. And she said, okay, I'll take it. Pulls out a credit card $600 later, and she's got a Dyson to this day. And when I left there, I thought, how simple was that? I didn't need to know where it was made, what the parts were, how to take it apart. I didn't need to know any of that. It was just my belief in that vacuum and my passion about the vacuum. And I walked out there smiling and drove home that night, went, I can do this. I just have to be as passionate sharing the protocol, sharing ER Shred, sharing what I know and the knowledge. I don't need to know all the science. It's based on my love for the product and what it did for me, my family, and friends. So anybody wants to buy a vacuum, Dyson. Anybody wants a health program, ER Shred. So that's my story.
I love that, Joni. I love that, Joni. And you know what? You're right, because the thing that I took away from that is that, you know what? All you have to have is a personal experience, and you have that to go off of. Self-worth, right? Self-worth. It is something. And I think we're all stepping into more and more and more self-worth collectively. And I think that what stops us from feeling like we have a right to share our personal experiences, that we doubt ourselves, and we doubt that we, like you said, worthy. So you've had a tremendous impact on a lot of people. I want to acknowledge you for that. I want to acknowledge you for your generosity. You give and give and give. You're such a giver, not a taker at all. And so I just thank you for that. Thank you for inspiring others to share the shred. because we need to. My God, if ever there was a time where there's a lot of people out there that are hurting, they need to push back. They need to take back control.
Thank you for letting me share it, Sean.
Yeah, love you, Joni. Thank you so much. You also are entered to win ER Shred gear. I'm going to close this out with Susan Rothman, if she's willing. Susan is a holistic nurse and an herbalist, and she is also the head of our ER Shred Health Professional Board. And I'm going to let her comment on these shares tonight and close us out. But first, there literally are 30 names in here. And guys, if you guys get picked, just know that it might be a couple weeks before I'm able to process and ship these out, but I can't wait anymore to pick winners. So I'm going to pick 3 winners of ER Shred gear, and then I'll be in touch to let you know that you won. Number 1 is, and Joni, you're in here as well. Heather Volk from tonight.
Awesome.
That's our first winner. Number 2 is Mary Sapp. Mary Sapp. And number 3. There we go. Then I'll show you how many there were in here. This one is, I'm sorry, I grabbed 2. Charity Davis. Charity Davis. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Anyway, those are the winners. Congratulations, everybody. Here's all the ones anyway. Susan, how do you want to close this out?
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you for being on here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's so funny. I'm listening to this call and I'm thinking to myself, Sean, we know the best people. We know the best people, the most interesting people, all helpers, all different walks of lives. One story built on the other, and I work in healthcare and in functional medicine, and tomorrow's the end of my week, and I deal with all these people, and they're struggling to find, a lot of them are struggling to find their way. And here we are, high flyers, this simple protocol that is absolutely changing lives from the ground floor up in such a simple way. And it's just so rewarding for me. It moves me to tears sometimes as a health professional to hear all of you said that you're not going back, that you've taken back control. And what you speak about along with the weight loss benefits are the health benefits. Bobby, for you, I also had a journey with autoimmune, and I'm well today. So these are just phenomenal stories. And the protocol, so simple. We give you the tracks to run on. You eliminate all the garbage. Your body is magic, and everything starts to light up. I spoke last night about cellular communication. Our cells start to talk to each other and do this happy dance. And that's why we're seeing the clarity and the bloating gone. Same for me when I first did ER Shred. In 2 days, bloating gone. It's like we take the load off and the body can rise. And then down the road, we see people lighting up. More confidence, more creativity, more ideas, passion about the things that they want to do in their lives, their family, their relationships. We're seeing all these improvements. Well, if we're going to define health, what is it? It's vibrancy. It's the ability to, thoroughly enjoy your life. And then, of course, complemented by the community, where look at all these helpers. It's just incredible. So thank you to you all. This was an incredible call. They really all are. And, we're just going to keep going. And Joni, that close, you rock, girl. That was awesome, right, Sean?
She's awesome. Every now and then she'd say, do you want to buy a vacuum? I love it. Well, thank you so much, Susan. Thank you for being on here. And thank you for all the value and the expertise and the professionalism you bring to this. cause. We really value your endorsement. You guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off because my son has a soccer game tonight. I'm going to go ahead and end this, but thank you to all who came on and shared. And tomorrow night is the Shredder's Way with Lenny Evans. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's about sharing the shred the right way. And so if you want to know more about that, just go to shreddersway.com and you can enroll in the course, and you can catch up with the live course if you want to. Thank you so much, everybody. And I love you all. And we'll see you guys in the group. Bye-bye.
John.
Thanks, everybody. Great job.
Good night, everybody. Awesome call.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, Mimi.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks so much.
Bye.